Bulan 2 sa Tolu FM, enapan 2 rakirai.
Bula FM namban 2 inosor.
Go etabo ke bota kola sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM namban 2 Korbu.
Bula FM namban 2 Sawa.
Bula FM namban 2 Lotoka. Bula.
Namban 2 nang Bula FM memba.
Bula FM
namban 2 NSR in Singapore.
Kalau talita kada warong nang Bula FM Lotoka.
Ali akar warong Bula FM namban 2 NSR.
Bula FM namban 2 NSR.
In the news tonight, 3 new executives elected into People's Democratic Party. Journalists mark World Media Freedom Day. And John McKee appointed new Fiji 15s coach. Good evening, welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Felix Anthony has been elected leader of the People's Democratic Party. A day after stepping down from the Fiji Trade Union Congress, Anthony was today voted in to lead the party ahead of Andi Siviangoro. The PDP held its inaugural convention at the Girmit Centre in Lotoka today. Christopher Chand reports.
Felix Anthony and Andi Siviangoro were the two candidates vying to lead the party. More than 700 members cast their votes, and the majority were in favour of Anthony.
The election itself carries a mandate of the people, and like I said, it's one of those things that we are very proud of in the PDP, and that is that the membership actually decides the leadership of the party. So there is going to be accountability as far as my leadership goes to the members of the PDP.
Lawyer Linda Tambuya has been appointed president with 4 vice presidents, one each from the 4 divisions. Another legal practitioner, Aman Ravindra Singh, is the party's new general secretary. In total, 14 people were appointed as office bearers.
What we're trying to basically do is to change the face of politics in this country. We believe, that politicians need to be accountable to the people, and not the other way around, where the people are actually accountable to the politicians. And which is why you see sometimes that people have negative views about politicians in this country. So we're out to change that.
Anthony says despite losing the leadership contest, Andi Siviangoro will still be an integral part of the PDP.
There's absolutely no problems at all insofar as I'm concerned, or insofar as Andi Sivi is concerned. She's an important member of the PDP, and she will continue to play an important role in PDP.
The PDP will publish its manifesto in June and very shortly will select 50 candidates for the elections.
I think the most important thing we can offer not only voters but this country is the multi-racial makeup that you've seen in this hall today and outside this hall. I don't believe any other party is capable of putting up a show as we have in terms of having a multi-racial, multicultural membership. As this. And this is how we would like to see Fiji.
The People's Democratic Party becomes the 3rd political party to hold a convention to elect a leader as the race for the 2014 general elections intensifies. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Journalists and editors from various media organizations put on their walking shoes today. The media fraternity decided to mark World Press Freedom Day with a difference, a health walk. Alan Stoltz has the story.
It was an early start for these reporters, but they weren't chasing after a story. Instead, they were taking part in a morning walk. Reporters from newspapers, radio and TV, and even public relation workers all went through a health check conducted by nurses and the Ministry of Health this morning. The walk was a much-needed break for journalists and a way for them to cut loose and have some fun as well.
We haven't done this for a long time. Just something fun. So that fun and not very serious, because a lot of times for World Media Freedom Day we have programs like sit down panel discussions, talk about the serious issues. They are important, but our health is also important. So we've organized this walk, and we've also asked the Ministry of Health to bring a team to do checks on the health of our journalists. And then after the walk, we're going to have some fun games.
FBCTV head of news Jeffrey Smith says members of the media need to start looking after their own health.
I think if we are to get the message out there that we need a healthy community and a healthy nation, I think we need to do it ourselves. So I think that's a good start for the media to do something like this.
Former journalist and now media relations officer Shane Hussein also showed up to show his support. He says that while health is wealth, togetherness in the media is also paramount.
It is a chance for some solidarity and a chance for the media to get to know each other and be with each other in a non-work setting. So in that sense, it's a lot of fun. It's highly conducive to a highly effective and vibrant media.
Timothy Vula of the Fiji Times says it's time for journalists to lead by example.
They're always in the forefront of bringing, highlighting health issues and trying to raise awareness on healthy living. So it's only imperative that it starts with us.
What's also got the industry all excited is the formation of the Fijian Media Association. The FMA was registered last week, and what better day to launch it than World Press Freedom Day.
The association also provides a platform or a forum or space for media practitioners to come together to discuss issues that concern the industry right now. So far, we haven't really had a formal group. We've tried to organize activities and events sort of on an ad hoc basis, but now we've really come together, and it's really pleasing to see that most of the organizations have come out in support of this.
The Fijian Media Association will be officially launched tonight in Suva. This is the first time that such an event has been held to celebrate the wealth and health of Fijian journalists. And it was very pleasing to see that this morning a lot of people showed up to celebrate World Press Freedom Day 2014. I'm Ellen Stolz, and this is FBC News.
The Land Transport Authority has issued written warnings to 50 drivers who have accumulated more than 30 traffic fines in the first quarter of this year. This, the authority believes, is a way of minimizing the number of accidents on our roads. Savara Tambua has the story.
22 people have died in road accidents this year compared to 14 in 2013. The Land Transport Authority believes repeat offenders need to be taken off the roads to reduce fatalities.
We see that this is a concern that is really worrying the authority, and of course people need to also be cautious and also take this approach, a strategic approach where we want to ensure that we control the level of road fatality on the road.
Irresponsible drivers will have their licenses suspended. Within the first quarter, 50 such people have already been put on notice by the LTA.
This will jeopardize the chances of having their driving license renewed. It will put them under a lot of pressure because people, lots and lots of people, rely on driving as a source of employment, and these are the one that we have identified as the one that are obviously driving recklessly and aggressively on the road.
The most common traffic offences are speeding, using of mobile phones, and not fastening seat belts. These all add to accidents and deaths on our roads. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Coming up, local artists launch music booklets.
Talita na radio Fiji One na mwira ni nonda bonua.
Ando talita kana borro na radio Fiji One singa toka boleta ni station ni alumatu.
Ando talita kabale una borro na radio Fiji One station ni alumatu ilo toka.
Ando talita kabale una borro na radio Fiji One mandi na station ni alumatu.
Au tulgo korbo, ando borro mo leve na station ni alumatu na radio Fiji One.
Ando borro na radio Fiji One na station ni alumatu na bandoi tele.
Na radio Fiji One nando mo ibiti na bonga ni BNN.
Welcome back, you're with FBC News. The Fiji Performing Rights Association has come up with a new way to increase sales of local music albums. All CDs will now come with a booklet containing lyrics, and for vernacular songs, their English translations. Shirin Lata reports.
Sale of CDs with Itoke and Hindi have dropped in the last few years. The Fiji Performing Rights Association says a lot of times buyers are tourists who don't understand the lyrics.
So what I'm suggesting to them is that if we can help composers and performers produce music books to go with their CDs, and in the music books on one page you'll have the lyrics in the vernacular in Fijian, on the other side will be lyrics in English which are singable, not just translation but singable translations, and maybe with some basic music notation there and some chords.
Each music booklet will contain 10 songs in English, Itoke and Hindi. Music books will cost about $12, sold separately from CDs. The Fiji Performing Rights Association is confident this project will boost revenue for local performers.
The only income that we are deriving for our members is through the performing rights of their work, right? And this is what they earn as royalty yearly. But with this, with this new project, now the sales of book will of course open up income in another completely new direction, and we're sure that that is going to be a very, very beneficial one.
The project is also expected to help preserve individual cultures of Fiji and strengthen multiculturalism with the use of music and songs. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
The Fiji National Council for Disabled Persons has met with representatives of the Elections Office to discuss how citizens with disabilities will vote on September 17th. A statement from the Elections Office says their supervisor, Mohammed Saneem, assured the participants that the needs of people with disabilities are a priority. 3 available voting options were presented, including pre-polling, postal voting and ramps to assist persons in wheelchairs. Saneem says the Elections Office has also considered engaging a consultant to help compile voter education material for those with disabilities. Coming up in sports, Fiji Under-19 prepare for tough tour match.
Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nen.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about butter cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading FBC Sports tonight, John McKee has been named the new Flying Fijians rugby coach. Having previously worked with Tonga and the Pacific Islanders team, he believes the experience will help him guide the national team to the next level. And to help him achieve this, McKee has also drawn up a list of support staff to assist him, including former national reps. Andrew Singh has more.
It was predicted for the past 2 months, and the latest phase to guide the Flying Fijians has finally been officially revealed.
Yes, very honoured to have been offered the head coach position by the Fiji Rugby Union board, and now obviously my full focus will be on getting the team on the field and off the field prepared for the June tests.
McKee has worked with the Pacific Islands setup previously and hopes this will help him guide the Fijians accordingly.
For me, I think that puts me in a really good position, and maybe the board took that into account. But certainly, a lot of experience in Pacific Island rugby, because it is different to Auckland, it's different to Sydney, it's different to London.
To get the desired results, he needs the best support staff, and he has revealed this has been on top of his agenda, with some prominent faces to get the call up.
Look, I really want to make sure that we get some good Fijian coaches involved in the Flying Fijians, and I think it's really important for the future of Fijian rugby. So looking at some of the local coaches, yes, and also maybe some recently retired professional players who have been coaching overseas.
Now the work starts to get a team together for the internationals next month, which includes a World Cup qualifier against the Cook Islands.
Well, the squad will assemble in the week before, so in the last week of May. The competitions overseas are starting to finish probably from next week, so players will start to come back. Our local players, we've got we've got a list of probably about 12 local players who are very much in contention for selection. They're currently doing extra work in the licensed training centres, and in the week before that they'll come into camp in Suva here to do extra training in the week before, and then the full squad will be together the week before the test, and then from first week of June we're in test match preparation.
It's time for McKee to crack the whip and get the ball rolling. All he needs is the support and for him to deliver the results. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, McKee, who up until now was the Fiji Rugby Union High Performance Manager, will continue in it for the time being.
We haven't really discussed that a lot. I mean, obviously I was only offered the position yesterday, so haven't had a lot of time to think about it. I had a brief discussion with the board last evening, and I think we won't do much between now and the end of the June series, and I'll continue in both roles. And during that time, we'll make an assessment of the best requirements going forward, and then we'll look at either shortlisting a group of candidates or advertising the position probably after June.
The big guns have all recorded wins in the latest round of the Skipper Cup Provincial Rugby competition. Nandranga beat Tavua 36-15, Naita Siri overcame Namosi 12-3, while Nandi managed a 14-10 win over Northland. Suva won over Ovala 18-3, Tailevu beat Vatukola 26-17 at Ratudakambau Park, and Lautoka beat Madhuata 28-17. The Vodafone Fiji Mbati Rugby League side could resort to veteran Lote Tungiri taking over the kicking duties against Samoa tonight. The two teams clash in the Four Nations qualifier, with the winner getting the ticket to the tournament in October. While the Mbati have assembled the best available players, kicking is an area of concern for coach Rick Stone.
We'll probably decide that, yeah. Either Alapate or probably even Lottie Takiri. We've had a little kick during the week, and we'll decide that before the game. It's a big game, I suppose. There's a bit at stake, and I think it's about holding our nerve and getting through the processes that we've been working on over the World Cup, and obviously trying to cement again this week. It's about playing right through to the 60th minute and really testing Samoa at the back end of the game. So that's a really important one.
The Vodafone Fiji Under-19 football side, currently on tour in New Zealand, is gearing up for its biggest match so far. The national side takes on its New Zealand counterparts tomorrow, which will help the coaching staff gauge their strengths and weaknesses. So far, the team has been unbeaten in its 4 matches, and the youngsters are eager to face the Kiwis. Indra Singh with more.
It's all about playing the best in the build-up, and that happens tomorrow.
We the coaches, me and Carlos, are very happy by looking at the performance of the boys, because this is what we were doing during the training time, and they have adapted this very well.
So far, the results have been in favour of the Fijian youngsters, but that doesn't mean the team has perfected its game as yet.
They have learned a lot playing with these teams here. They see how these people shield the ball, how these people protect the ball from the opponents, and they have learned from their opponents.
Adapting to the high-level competition is what the national team is working on this tour. And after that, it's time to move to Suva, where the Under-19 Championships will be held.
Training on 9th, then we will have about 10 to 11 days. It's not about 2 weeks, about 10 to 11 days, because the tournament proper now starts on 21st of May. So when we'll come back, we'll go back to Mba, and we'll stay there for 1 or 2 days, and then we'll head off to Suva. And we are expecting to play one match against one of the teams in the Southern Division.
Getting the goals and being able to execute is all part of the preparation phase, because if the team can keep on accelerating, there could be a history made at the end of this month. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
And just wrapping up sports, Ba is out of the OFC Champions League after a 0-0 draw with Amical in Vanuatu this afternoon. Fine weather prevailed over most parts of the country today. A trough lies slow moving just west of southern Cooks. Meanwhile, an easterly wind flow prevails over most of the southwest Pacific countries. Lambasa topped the temperature chart with 33 degrees this afternoon. All other major centres also had high 20s and low 30s today. Now, fine conditions will prevail again tomorrow over the Fiji group. For Monday, fine apart from brief showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands and cool at night. The main points again. 3 new executives elected into People's Democratic Party. Journalists mark World Media Freedom Day. And John McKee appointed new Fiji 15s coach. On to our poll question this week. Are you satisfied with the services provided by the municipal councils? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's FBC News. I'll be back again tomorrow evening. Until then, from me and the FBC News team, Nimo Demanda.